All right, folks, so I'm here with Suraj Kaufman, owner of Sneaker Room in New Jersey. The viewers, they read the title, they saw the thumbnail, they clicked on the video. They want to get into these shoes, but like in life, before you can move forward, you got to appreciate the past. So I'll swing it over to you. Why don't you give us a brief rundown of the Kyrie mom collaboration starting from the threes?
Jersey boy, just like Kyrie. And basically we started this project years ago. We came up with the idea of how to do a shoe with Kyrie. We had an idea to do it about Jersey. A friend of mine at Nike that was Eakin at the time, Sadat, said, no, tell a story. So we went into the stories trying to figure out how our lives were similar, and we both lost our mom. And that was the common denominator between the two of us. So we pitched this idea. Kai liked it. I never met Kai. Nike Basketball liked it, so it was super dope. But he rocked with it. And you know, we started this project with the Kyrie 3s. Tony, you've interviewed Kai multiple times. You know, you've actually got him to say way more than I've heard him say about the project. So it's pretty dope. But you know, we started with the 3s. You see Kai with these on a lot. Like, he still warms up in this, even this season back on the court. So these are the Kyrie 3s. You know, I got the red ones, which is like the GR pair. Tony's holding the gold ones, which is, you know, the limited pair. 6 shoe, beautiful shoe. You know, a lot of people see these, but a lot of people never saw these.
Ooh.
The samples. So this is how we started with the shoe. You know what I mean? The rose wasn't as dominant. You know, definitely the swoosh wasn't patent leather. White speckle sole. And then of course, you know, it's gold on that one, but they started out as cream. So that's where we were. That's where we started. But these were the 3s. So these are the samples. We skipped the 4s. There were some production issues and time constraints. You know, with this game, it's not easy to get shoes done, especially now.
Right.
Like, you know, usually we release them every year. So technically, these should have came out in 21. Right. We're in early 22 and they're coming out. But we started, you know, with 5s. This is one of my favorites just because of, you know, 3 colorways, of course. But to be honest with you, this is one of my favorites because of the release. The 3s were in store. This was complex, Con. You know what I'm saying? This was fun. We did a booth. It was really cool. And it was like where we took our collaboration to like the global stage. This is where like it kind of popped off. Like people were like, oh, wait a minute, what are those? And then we went to the 6s. If you notice, looking at all 3 that we just talked about, basically, you know, we stuck with the red, white, and black and gold and the love kind of colorway. And Jeff, who's our creative director, you know, he rocks with it, and you know, he helped, you know, design everything that you see on the shoe with us. And Jen, of course, you know, our GM, and also, you know, my boy Chops, the AM, you know, rocked with us. And he actually, I'm gonna tell you a little funny story about these ones, because he actually put a little twist on this year's version, Chops. And this one was the first year that we actually, you know, put a space for someone to put in honor of to write who they were, because those weren't on the previous 3. Well, they were, but they were in the soles. So you could write the name on a sole. It wasn't on the outside of the shoe. Right. So this was the first time you could put it on the outside. And this is the Kyrie 7 moms. I mean, they're crazy. We definitely jumped out the window and went away from the red, white, and black colorways and love colorways. You know, with Kai's background especially, you know, being Native American, we definitely wanted to tie more stuff together. So we took it back to Mother Nature. We took it back to Mother Earth. And that's what these colors are. And if you look at them, what they represent, right here on the little fingers or finglets, whatever you want to call these things.
Let's say the eye stay.
The eye stay, okay, you do I'm gonna say the fingers, on the fingers of the shoe. Okay. But they have the 4 elements. There's the element for land, air, water, and fire. And if you look at the colorways, that's what they resemble. So this one would be fire, this one would be water, this one would be air, and this one would be land from the green. But the funny thing about it was when we designed them, we did mix match pairs. So originally they started out, and people don't know this because, you know, this is the first time we're talking, it started out like this as a pair. And this started out as this as a pair. And what happened was, this is where Angel came in, and Angel was like, yo, like, they're dope, but as a pair, if you're only getting one, let's go like this. And that's where this came into play. And I'm like, okay, cool, because if you're lucky enough to buy both pairs, then you can do that. And you can put it back to what it was, but this is how they come and this is how they're releasing. And this one here, there's 1,996 pairs in the world made. The symbolic meaning of that is, you know, Kyrie's mom, Elizabeth Irving, passed away in 1996. This one here, there's 525 pairs in the world. And the symbolic meaning about that is my mom passed away on May 25th, 525. So it definitely has a story play. You know what I mean? It definitely has a story to tell about it and, you know, what it's about.
Essentially, you're buying
2 equals 4 pairs. Yeah.
Okay.
That's something that's a little bit different too. Like that really hasn't been done unless you actually mix them up yourself with different pairs.
Okay.
These were made to be mix matched. These were made to have fun with.
Walk me through some of the Easter eggs, because there's a lot going on, right? There's just a lot going on.
I like it, okay. If you look at what you see here with the colors and the different, the different way it works, what that is, that's a brush stroke. So Jeff, our creative director, basically painted that on paper. And then Nike took it and put it in the background.
Okay.
And that's where you see that. The hearts we had to keep on because of the love aspect. Like I told you, the 4 elements. The left shoe has the mom logo, has my mom's name on it, Ellen. The right shoe has the Kai logo on it and says Elizabeth. My mom's birthday is on the inside of this one, 302. And Elizabeth's birthday is on that one on the other side. Then on top of that, you have on the inside, we have the writing. So it says, love you and miss you, Mom, Suraj Kaufman on the inside of the tongue. And what's dope is we put that on them before, but it's always had my initials. So this year we put my signature on it.
Okay.
So it's kind of crazy to have your signature on a Nike shoe.
Right.
Another thing that's really dope is the lace tips. One is SRF for the Sneaker Room Foundation. The other one has the mom logo on it. So that's something new this year. Another thing that's really cool is the amount of laces you get with these shoes. So we definitely went with extra laces so you can mix around and play with the colors. Yeah. SRF on the tongue of the inside of this one. Mom logo on the not the tongue, on the sole, but the back. Yeah, that's like, I consider this like a piece by itself. That's why I'm saying that's it for the shoe.
Okay.
This is like a piece of art in the back. So basically you put them together and the left shoe says in honor of, the right shoe has the mark so that you can put the line for who you want to wear them for. And then the sunflower and the butterfly. Another thing that's really dope about these are, we talk about moms and we talk about kids, because kids love Kyries. You ever notice that? Like playing ball and all?
The kids, they love the Kyrie.
So the thing about it is like all our past shoes started out at 7.5. So it's kind of weird because moms couldn't get them, women couldn't get them, and kids couldn't get them to celebrate their moms.
Right.
So what's dope about this one is we started down at a 3.5. So it goes from a 3.5 to an 18. You know what I mean? And that's pretty dope because you'll be able to get them for your child or for your mom, which I think that to me is like the other day I'm not even gonna lie, I brought my whole family their pairs home. I had it, and my wife put them on and was like, wait, they're my size?
Right.
And I was like, yeah, and like, let me tell you, they look so much better than a size 6. Like, let me just tell you, no matter if I think it was a 5 and a half, but they look so much better than a small size. But it's just a great shoe, man. It's a fun project. Like 100% of the proceeds go to charity. It helps all the programs in our city. We've done numerous things with the hospital. We've done numerous things with the Boys and Girls Club. We opened up a food pharmacy. Like this shoe, when you buy this shoe, like we up the retail price. So, they're not the normal $130. Like the ones that are $19.96 are $175. Okay. And the ones that are 525 pairs are $250, which is actually cheap because all of our other shoes have been more expensive.
Right.
With the pandemic going on and the way the world is, we wanted to definitely, try to help people in the times when money's not the same it was 2 or 3 years ago. But, 100% of the proceeds go to charity. Like that's why I think Kai rocks with the project so much, because it's not us trying to make any money off the shoes. Let's put these out, let's people enjoy them. Like we've donated, like last year's ones we bought ourselves from the store, we bought almost 400 pairs. And then we donated them, like you've seen this numerous times, Boys and Girls Club, Dickinson High School in Jersey City, Snyder High School in Jersey City. We're giving them to the kids in our city to wear them because they might not be able to afford them. And I think that's really what it is. It's a passion project.
Let us know about like the release, like today, full context.
Today is Thursday.
Yes.
We're filming this Thursday on January 13th. Kai wore a pair last night at the Chicago.
You want to briefly talk about that one?
I mean, I have to now that you said let's talk about the shoes at the release because it has to come in.
Okay, so what is that?
So I'm sitting courtside, I'm out there, because something about that is like when you're a kid, like I grew up in the projects of Jersey City, and my mom couldn't afford sneakers. Like I asked my mom in '92, I said, Mom, I want the Bordeaux's, like I'm dying for these shoes. And she was like, how much are they? And I was like, they're like 120, 130. She was like, our rent is 110, you do the math. So I didn't get the shoes. So, then having a shoe, that my team and I designed, and a collaboration with Nike, and also having my mom's name on it and my mom's initials on it, my mom's birth, it's phenomenal. Like it's a true, it's a true like Cinderella story. But then having one of the best basketball players in the world, you know what I mean? Collabing with him, but then having him actually be on an NBA court wearing the shoe. Like it's special. I didn't even know it was coming. So what it was there was a friends and family pair made, and I didn't know this. It was a PE. There's only 5 in the world. Kyrie has one, his sister Asia has one, his dad Dredd has one. Jeff, who's his manager, like befriend, right hand man, you want to call it, has one. And then yesterday when I got into Chicago, they handed me my pair. And I was just like, I'm not gonna front, I started to tear a little bit, like real talk. Cause like, I was just like, what's this? And they were like, open the box. And I'm like, oh man, it's like, and it's purple, cause the Irving family, is very, very close with purple. That's their color. And they designed this shoe. It says F&F in it. It has sample tags like a PE. It doesn't have a production style number. So he wore it. It was just like, wow, like, wait, hold on. Like, he'll still wear these, but it was like, wow, like, hold on. This is even different. Like, okay, wait a minute. Like, it transcended for a minute because it went from being 2 production shoes to being a friends and family PE. And that's a little different because we didn't have PEs with these ones. Yeah. So like it really was special, man. Like it was special. These shoes don't even say Sneaker Room. We put Sneaker Room Foundation because we're going with our nonprofit. Right. But the thing about it is when you get messages like, yo, I need that shoe because my mom passed away last year. Or yo, I need that shoe because my mom's going through something right now. It's cool with the collaborations about, being cool and about having a dope colorway and having exclusivity. But it's different when it means something. Like when I popped up in LA for his camp that he was doing for the kids over the summer, I went out there to donate sneakers and he didn't even know I was coming. So I surprised him and I had the bag. And I'm like, yo, look at these. He hadn't seen these samples yet. And he was like, and it was crazy. And I'll give you the picture so you can share them. And then like he did a camp in Jersey and I went over there and like what's cool about it is like his reaction there, like he grabbed the shoes and was about to run. He's like, I'm posting these right now. And I was like, yo, please don't post these. Like, please don't post these.
Didn't he do that one time?
Yeah, he did them with the, it was the Sixes. Okay. It was the Sixes. He definitely posted.
I mean,
that.
if anybody was gonna leak it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good leak. But like, if you notice, we try to keep this really under wraps. Like nobody even knew that this collab was coming this year until like literally this week. We didn't tell anybody. We kept it under wraps because it's just, it's one of those fun ones. But like, I think when you see someone like Kyrie, who he's on his seventh. He's on his seventh. Well, it's eighth, but it's called the Infinity. But he's on his 8th shoe with them with Nike, and like you see his game off the court. The SBs and all that stuff. Like it's so dope when you see someone like that has a killer collection, but when he sees something like this and he's like, yo, that's like, wow, like it's nice to still have that kind of like underground vibe. Right. And that's what we tried to do with this. Like, you're interviewing us now and we're putting them out there, but that's why we kept it so under wraps. We didn't want people talking about them for 6 months before they came out. These are gonna release next week. We're not sure the day yet, so you definitely gotta, tune into the site, to do it. We'll have both pairs and listen, it's gonna be hard to get both pairs, man. I'm gonna be honest. You see the shirt. We'll have a shirt. The shirt's very minimal. That's just because when we did Complex Con, like we had a staff shirt, and everybody was like, "Yo, we need the staff shirts." We didn't make staff shirts. We didn't sell them. So we did 100 pieces. So there's 100 pieces of the shirt. 100% of the proceeds. It has the butterfly in the back going to charity. What I did this week was I put up, yo, if you want to pre-order the pack, here's the price. You know what I'm saying? Pay for it. You buying it sight unseen. Right. And people did. 1,996 pairs in the world. Which when you think about it, that's a very, very small number. Little. Because like we're not talking US market, we're talking the world. 175 retail, 525 pairs. Like 525, like that's a very low number. And they're 250.
Sizes.
From 3.5 to 18. Now you gotta just remember one thing. These ones being that there's 525, very few sizes. So like you have to think about like the breakdown. There's probably like 4 3.5s, 4 4s, 4 5s, then probably like 10 7s, 10 7.5s. And I'm actually looking at it as we talk because they're here. So like I said, man, we'll be posting the info next week. We're just not sure about the date because I'll be honest with you, like I was gonna do them early next week, but I think before I release them, I'd like to see them on court. I think I'd like to see them on the hardwood. I'd like to see the light shine on them, give them that look, and then what I would say is this. When you see them on court, probably you'll get the info. That just tells you that they're dropping soon.
Hopefully it's not too late.
Yeah,
it is very limited.
Yeah, they're dropping soon, and it's gonna be one of those ones where like you have to be on it, And listen, you can go to the website. We have an email list. You could sign up. We'll definitely put the info out in the email list because we'll do it through social media channels. If you want to do something for a good cause and you want to look fly, I mean, you got to cop one of these.
Well, there it is. All the details about the Kyrie 7 mom. Make sure you go check out Sneaker Room. Hey, shout out to Suraj.
And you know what, man? See, let's have some fun. I know you guys are great over at SoleSavy. You do a lot of good things. Let's have some fun. You figure out how to run it, because I'm not going to put my 2 cents in how to run it. And let's give a couple lucky supporters or SoleSavy fans or SoleSavy members on Sneaker Room
Oh shit.
We'll give away 2 pairs of these. I'll give you the sizes today. You figure out how you want to do it, and we'll give back to your viewers.
Okay. Say no more. Done. Done. There it is.